So silicon dioxide layer is grown over this p-type substrate, and from which again we are taking one metal contact in order to get this gate terminal. So this act as a dielectric material. Okay, this act as a dielectric material between the source as well as drain, and which is having a definite thickness. That thickness is represented by TOX, that is oxide thickness. TOX means oxide thickness, thickness of the oxide. Now, here it is shown like channel region. Actually, channel cannot be induced unless we are giving some voltage across drain and source, as well as to the gate. As soon as you just take that source, gate and drain terminal, you could not expect that channel will be there. Channel will be of N-type in nature. That is why this is called as N MOSFET. Even though substrate is P-type, but still your channel will be N-type. That N-type channel will get induced only after applying some suitable voltages at gate, source, and drain. That is why it is called as induced channel. Induced channel means while manufacturing, we are not creating the channel. Okay. While manufacturing, you are not creating the channel. Actually, after applying proper bias, you are getting the channel. That is why it is called as induced channel. Is that clear for you? If there is any doubts, means you can ask. So basically, this is an NMOS transistor. Therefore, the channel will be. Yes. So basically, this is an NMOS transistor. So the induced channel will be N-type. The channel will be N-type, and this channel is getting induced only after applying suitable biasing at source, gate, and drain. Now, apart from the source, gate, and drain, you are having one more terminal, which is nothing but body represented by P, and it will be connected to a metal contact, which is fitted along with the substrate. Normally, we won't use body, but for some applications, we will use this body also. I'll tell you when it will use. Okay. As of now, you just learned that we are having 4 terminals. Even though you are having 4 terminals, but still this MOSFET will come under 3 terminal category only, because the body terminal will be used only for some specific applications that we will discuss in second module. Right now, just concentrate only on source, gate, as well as drain. So the terminal called body, that you will take from the substrate, P-type substrate, which is called as body. So this is the structural arrangement of an N-channel MOSFET. I hope you have taken down this figure. If you have any queries, you can ask. Can I move to the next slide? Can I move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I expect your quick response. Now, to explain the working of this particular MOSFET, we are dealing with many cases. Take down these cases. We have 4 distinct cases. Case 1, with no gate voltage, that is VGS is 0 volt. VGS means voltage across gate and source. What do you mean by VGS? VGS means voltage across gate and source. So for case 1, we will retain this VGS as 0 volt, and then we analyze the working. For case 2, we will give a positive gate voltage. Then case 3, we will retain that positive gate voltage, and apart from that, we will give a small potential difference or small voltage across drain and source. That is case 3, applying a small VDS. Still, we will retain the positive gate voltage. And case 4, after giving VDS, we will try to increase this VDS from a small value towards a large value, and then we will assess how the current is getting changed. So students, please remember that for an N MOSFET, always we will apply a positive gate voltage in order to induce the channel. Otherwise, there won't be any channel and there won't be any conduction of current. So for the channel to induce and for the current to flow, always we need to give the control voltage as positive to the gate terminal. So we are analyzing 4 distinct cases for explaining the working of the MOSFET. For the case 1, we will not give any voltage to the gate, that is 0 voltage. Case 2, we will apply a suitable positive voltage to the gate terminal. Case 3, we will retain case 2. Parallelly, we will also give a potential difference across drain and source. And finally, we will increase this voltage VDS towards a large value, and we will estimate or we will evaluate what kind of changes is happening in the current conduction through the channel. Another important point is that if there is no channel, means there is no current conduction. Only after inducing the channel and only after applying a suitable potential difference across the drain and source, then you will get a current flow. Otherwise, there is no current flow. So to induce the current flow, you have to induce the channel. To induce a channel, you have to give a positive gate voltage because this is N-channel MOSFET. We are concentrating in NMOS. If you are explaining PMOS means, then the gate voltage should be negative. Okay. So this is NMOS. So the gate voltage should be positive so as to induce the channel. If channel is inducing means current will start flowing from drain to source, provided there exists a potential difference between drain and source. If there is no potential difference, can you expect any current flow? No, because V is proportional to I. So if there is a suitable potential difference between drain and source, then electrons will start flowing from source to drain through the induced channel, and eventually current will flow from drain to source. Is that clear? Now this current flow you can enhance or change by suitably adjusting the value of VDS and VGS. That we are going to assess through case 3 and case 4. Is objective is clear or not? Vamchi Krishna 83 clear? Rakshit, is that clear for you, Rakshit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So coming to case 1. Case 1 with no gate voltage means we are not giving any voltage to gate. So VGS, the potential difference across gate and source will be 0. Because of which there will be no channel. And since there is no channel, there is no current flow. You can take down. Figure will be like same figure, whatever you have drawn while doing the construction. So same figure, there is no change because channel has not induced. Since there is no channel, there is no current flow. So figure looks same as that of the previous figure, whatever you have drawn while doing the structure construction or device construction. Now coming to case 2, you have applied a positive gate voltage. So you need to redraw the figure. Please redraw the figure. While drawing the figure, what you are doing is the source and drain, it is still ground. Source and drain, it is ground means there is no voltage applied to drain and source. Only we have applied voltage to gate terminal. Then why it is named as VGS? Because source is common. Source is at ground. Always we will measure the voltage with respect to a common terminal. That is nothing but a ground. And since we have given ground to the source, always every voltages will be denoted with respect to source only. So even if you are applying a voltage towards gate, but it is renamed as VGS. Why? Because that is the potential difference between gate and source. So make sure that you are connecting the positive terminal of the battery towards the gate. Okay, positive terminal of the battery towards the gate. Now, because of which what will happen? Because of which what will happen? I told you, since this is an NMOS, we are having a P-type substrate. Since this is a N-channel MOSFET, we are having the P-type substrate, and the majority carriers of the P-type substrate are holes or the positive carriers. These positive carriers in the P-type substrate will get repelled because of the positive voltage applied to the gate. Is that clear for you? To the gate, we are applying positive. Again, in the substrate, we are having the positive carriers. So these two carriers, they will be getting repelled from each other. And because of which all the positive charge carriers will move down towards the body. So majority of the charge carriers are getting depleted away from the gate terminal, because of which a depletion region is being created there, which is devoid of any free charge carriers. Why all the charge carriers have been depleted from the immediate vicinity of the gate? Because to the gate terminal, I have applied a positive voltage. Because of this positive voltage, the majority carriers of the P-type substrate have been repelled. So they came towards the body or the ground or the down portion of your P-type substrate. And because of which the immediate vicinity under the gate terminal or under this SiO2 layer will be devoid of free charge carriers, or we can say that free charge carriers have been depleted from this particular region, because of which it is named as depletion layer. Is that clear for you, Navodit? 74, Navodit Tiwari. See, if you are not speaking out, means it means just you have logged in and you have went somewhere. Whenever I am asking some questions, you have to respond and you can speak. Anusha or Anusha 89. Anusha, unmute and speak. Is that clear or what? Uma Devi.
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. So this is what is the working of the depletion region, how this depletion region has been formed. Now, apart from that, we will have a channel also just below the oxide layer. If you compare with the previous figure, if I show you that case one figure, you don't have any channel under the SiO2 layer, isn't it? But here we are having one layer channel whose length is L, and it is having N-type charge carriers. So this is called N channel. Why? Because it allows free flow of electrons. Now, why N channel has been induced there? Because You know that to the gate we are applying positive voltage. So this positive voltage will be attracted by the electrons, which is nothing but the majority carriers of the N plus regions, because in the source and drain you have already taken the N plus regions, right? Apart from that, in the p-type substrate, you are having the minority carriers, that is electrons only. So these electrons will get accumulated just below the SiO2 layer, because of which that attraction happens, isn't it? That is, to the gate terminal, you have applied the positive voltage, and because of which the electrons will get attracted and forms an N channel, and through which the conduction of electrons will happen. Again, please be aware of the fact that only channel has been induced, but there is no current flow as of now. Only channel has been induced, but there is no current flow. In this regard, I would like to pinpoint one more terminology that is called as threshold voltage. Please take down, that is very important. Threshold voltage. Threshold voltage. That is, if you apply any fixed gate voltage, you can't expect a free current flow. I mean, you can't expect a channel to be induced over there. At least you should satisfy, or at least you should give a minimum positive gate voltage so that the channel will get induced. And this minimum required positive gate voltage for the channel to get induced, that is what is known as the threshold voltage. Simply, if you give a 0.1 positive voltage, it will not give any induced channel. Channel will get induced only if the gate to source voltage VGS is at least equal to threshold voltage. Got the idea of threshold voltage? So whenever VGS is greater than or equal to your threshold voltage, then channel will get induced, and then current will start flowing through the channel, provided drain to source voltage is given. But as of now, with regard to this case 2, only channel has been induced, but current is not started to flow. Why? Because drain as well as source both are at ground terminal. Clear or not? Santosh?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now coming to case 3, still we are maintaining VGS, which is greater than the threshold. You know now what do you mean by threshold? Threshold is a minimum required voltage for the channel to get induced. So you are maintaining a VGS which is greater than threshold. Apart from that, you are giving a small drain to source voltage. Small drain to source voltage means you are giving a positive battery, positive polarity of the battery towards the drain terminal. At the same time, source is grounded because source acts as the common terminal. Now, in this figure, when you compare with the previous figure, what is the change that you are showing? Just adding one more battery at the drain terminal. Apart from that, you are showing the current flow from drain to source through the channel. Here, you are showing the current flow ID from drain to source. Now, why there is a current flow from drain to source? Because you know that current will always flow from a region of higher potential to a region of lower potential. So here drain is having comparatively high voltage when compared to source. Positive voltage at drain and 0 volt at source, because of which the drain current will flow from drain to source. At the same time, the gate current is 0. Even though you apply a sufficiently high voltage greater than the threshold voltage, but still the gate current is 0. Why? Because you are having a insulator between the channel and the metal outside, I mean the metal terminal. So because of that insulator, the gate current will be 0. So now you can identify that drain current is approximately equal to source current. So whatever the current it is coming from the drain, it will get into the source because the contribution from the gate will be negligibly small. And the channel I have shown, it is induced N channel. Why it is induced N channel? Because while manufacturing time, we don't have any channel there. It eventually came after applying a suitable gate voltage, which is positive and sufficiently greater than the threshold voltage. So once you get the channel, and after applying a small VDS across drain and source, you got a current flow from drain to source. Now we need to control the current flow, or we need to study the effect of this current flow ID from drain to source. For that, we are trying to change VDS from a very small value like 0 millivolt towards 200 millivolt, and we are studying what is a change in the drain current ID. So all of you take down this graph. While drawing graph, x-axis label should be there, VDS, small letter V with capital suffix. That is very important. Small letter V with capital subscript DS. Similarly, small letter I with capital D, ID. What is the significance of using this small letter and capital letter together is, it is to identify that the voltage is a combination of both DC and AC. We are giving a DC power supply as well as AC input signal. So here we are trying to take the overall effect of both DC as well as AC. That is why we are denoting it with small letter V with capital suffix. If we are purely using capital letters for both the main letter as well as the suffix letters, then it will be the contribution due to DC only. If you are using completely small letters, then it will be the effect of AC only. But right now, we are going to take the overall effect of both DC as well as AC. Why? Because in an electronic circuit, if you take, you will give some DC power supply for the working. Apart from that, you will give an AC input signal for the amplification, isn't it? So to get the effect of AC and DC together, we are showing this kind of notation, that is small letter V with capital suffix. So you can complete the graph and tomorrow I will explain. So in this figure, I am trying to explain the effect on ID due to the variation in small VDS. Case 3 means we are applying only small VDS, not large VDS. We are applying a small potential difference between drain and source, and we are trying to change this voltage from 0 millivolt to 200 millivolt, and then trying to study the effect on drain current, how the drain current will change. Again, that variation on drain current is being plotted for different values of VGS. That is for VGS less than or equal to VT, then little bit larger, that is equal to VT plus 0.5, then VT plus 1, VT plus 1.5, like that. They are trying to increase the gate source voltage. VT means threshold voltage. VT means threshold voltage. So all these important points, it should be there in your notebook. After each module, I will ask you to submit. Okay. Any doubts till now? Any doubts you have? Everything is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One more request, don't keep everything for at the end of your SE. Okay. Daily you will have to revise. You have to practice the numericals, whatever I'm teaching. Then only this particular subject will be easier for you. Otherwise, it will be difficult at the end. Because when analysis, derivations, all those comes means it will be difficult. So daily, whatever I'm teaching, you just have a revision, a quick revision, and then come for the next class. Then it will be easier for you to manage. And one more thing regarding your placements, you need to complete your Cisco certification before 30th of this March. So you will have 6 more days, right? You have 6 more days. So meanwhile, you will have to take the certification of Cisco. Once you take the certification before 30th of March, then you will get an opportunity for internship. Otherwise, there is no opportunity. Later, you don't come and ask. If you take the certification before 30th March, then you will have the internship opportunity. It is paid internship. you will get salary also. It is a good opportunity for you, but please make sure that before 30th, you will have to take the certification, complete the course and take the certification. Similarly, apart from Cisco, if you have enrolled into some other courses like IoT or AI, please complete the foundation course and get certification as soon as possible. This is the apt time that you should enrich your profile. All the chances, please utilize, don't miss any opportunities. All the certifications, hackathons, wherever you can participate and grab the certificates, please do it and enrich your profile. At the same time, I hope you have made your LinkedIn profile. Whenever you are having any certification, please link that or please attach your certification to your LinkedIn profile so that people can access your certifications or access your profiles, and that will be very helpful for you. Clear? Any queries? So let me stop here, and within 2 minutes, I'll close the Google form response. Please mark your attendance from the classroom. Thanks a lot.